I'm Mike.
I'm Mary.
Welcome to the Stories and Fables unit for the month of November. The story that we have for you this time is called Little Claus and Big Claus. But don't be confused. Just because it is November doesn't mean that we are bringing you an early Christmas story. The Claus in our story don't have anything to do with the famous Santa Claus that you probably know from many Christmas stories.
No, in fact, Claus is just a variation on the common German name Klaus, which is still used by many people today.
So, unfortunately, we won't have stories of Christmas presents, magic reindeer, or a jolly man in a red suit. What we do have is an interesting story that we will be reading with you guys over the next 3 days. Before we begin today's chapter, let's go to Mary, who will now tell us a lot more about the new vocabulary words that we will be reading today. Mary?
我们今天的故事标题是 Little Claus and Big Claus， 小克劳斯与大克劳斯。这两个同名的男子啊，住在同一个小镇里。那城镇的英文就是 town， 这是一个名词。例如 Jack grew up in a small town. Jack grew up in a small town. Jack 在小镇里长大。那在故事里面啊 ，Little Claus 在 Big Claus 的农场里为他工作。农场的英文就是 farm， 这是一个名词。例如 My grandfather grows vegetables on his farm. My grandfather grows vegetables on his farm. 我的爷爷在他的农场上种菜。那有一天呢，Little Claus 不小心惹怒了 Big Claus， 导致他唯一的马就被他杀掉了。于是他把马皮剥下来，装进袋子里，进城去兜售。这里有我们最后两个单字，一个是 skin， 动物的皮、皮肤，这是一个名词。同学们还记得有个童话故事的公主以她白皙如雪的皮肤闻名吗？没错，就是白雪公主。所以，例如 The skin of Snow White is as white as snow. The skin of Snow White is as white as snow. 白雪公主的皮肤白皙如雪。那另外一个单字啊，则是 sell， 贩卖，这是一个动词。sell 的动词三态是不规则的哦，读作 sell, sold, sold。sell, sold, sold。例如 The farmer sold his farm. The farmer sold his farm. 那位农夫把他的农场卖了。那看完了单字例句，让我们继续来看故事喽。
Two men in a small town had the same name. People called one Big Claus and the other Little Claus. Little Claus worked for Big Claus on his farm. One day, Little Claus was working in the fields. He was using his one horse and Big Claus's 4 horses. Explanation 1.
Okay, so let's start reading our story. The first sentence tells us, 2 men in a small town had the same name. Okay, that's not too strange to meet people who share your name, but in a small town, it could get confusing.
And it seems that the villagers had thought of a way to avoid confusion between the names. It says, people called one Big Claus and the other Little Claus. So this was how they avoided getting mixed up.
And as we read on, it seems that getting these 2 men mixed up would have been quite easy. Not only do they have the same name, but we also learned Little Claus worked for Big Claus on his farm. So they worked in the same place and they have the same name. Talk about having a lot in common. Okay, well, we need to pause here for our grammar point. Let's go over to Daphne for that now.
大家好，我是 Daphne。今天的第一则文法是 A cos B 加名词
意思是 A 称呼 B 为 call， 在这里是不完全及物动词称呼的意思，因为是及物动词，所以后方要接 B 来当受词，而因为是不完全动词，所以 B 的后方要再接名词来当补语。A calls B 加名词，就是 A 称呼 B 为点点点。例如 Tourists call Paris City of Lights， 观光客称巴黎为光明之城。今天的第二则文法是 one the other， 意思是一个点点点，另一个点点点。one 任一个和 the other 另一个都是代名词，用以代指前文提过的成双人事物。例如 Emma is wearing a pair of earrings. One is a star, and the other is a moon. 艾玛戴着一对耳环，一只耳环是星星，另一只耳环是月亮。今天的第三则文法是 A works for B， 意思是 A 为 B 工作。Work 在这里是不及物动词，意思是工作。For 是介系词为了的意思，合在一起 A works for B 就是 A 为 B 工作。例如 Vincent works for a technology company， 文森为一家科技公司工作。
And welcome back. So, big claws and little claws have the same name and work in the same place. Let's see what happens to them on one special day.
The next part of the story tells us, one day, Little Claus was working in the fields. 那 field 的意思就是田地，这是一个名词。So, this must be the farm where he and the other Claus work.
Exactly. And what was he doing that day? It says he was using his one horse and Big Claus's 4 horses. Okay, so he was working in the fields with a total of 5 horses that day. He must have been using their muscle power to pull a plow or something like that, the way they did before tractors and other machines started to do that work. All right, so it seems to be a pretty normal day on an old farm. Let's take our break now, and then we can come back to find out more about the 2 clauses.
When Little Claus said, "Go, my 5 horses!" it made Big Claus angry. To punish him, Big Claus killed Little Claus's horse. Now, Little Claus couldn't use his horse, so he took the horse's skin and put it in a bag. Then he went into town to sell it.
Explanation 2.
And we are back with the story of Little Claus and Big Claus.
Before the break, Little Claus was hard at working on Big Claus's farm. Little Claus was plowing the fields with a team of 5 horses. 1 belonged to him, and the other 4 were Big Claus.
Let's get back to reading so that we can find out what happens next. It says, when Little Claus said, "Go, my 5 horses," it made Big Claus angry. Oh dear, Big Claus is upset. I guess he didn't like to hear Little Claus talk about my 5 horses, because, in fact, only one of those horses belongs to Little Claus. The other 4 are Big Claus's. Maybe Big Claus thinks Little Claus will try to keep them or something.
Yeah, well, so Big Claus needs to lighten up a little bit. Little Claus hasn't stolen them or anything. All right, so Big Claus was upset to hear Little Claus talk about the horses as if they were all his. So what did Big Claus do? We read, to punish him, Big Claus killed Little Claus's horse. 为了惩罚他，大克劳斯就把小克劳斯的马给杀了。 所以 punish 就是惩罚的意思，就是一个动词。Wait, no way. He killed the one horse that Little Claus owned. That's terrible.
You're right. It's terrible, and it's probably a crime. And as you said, Mary, Big Claus needs to lighten up, relax. All Little Claus did was call them my 5 horses. And now Big Claus has killed his one horse. That probably cost a lot of money for Little Claus, and he could use the horse to do his work on the farm and to make money. Big Claus has done a terrible thing just because his feelings were hurt a tiny bit. And as we read, the story tells us something that is very, very true. It says, now Little Claus couldn't use his horse. Right, this is true. It's hard to do work with a dead horse. They can't walk too far or carry too much on their backs because, well, they're dead.
Well, that's obvious, but here's another problem. What do you do with a dead horse?
I couldn't say. I've never had that problem before.
Me neither. Well, the story gives us a clue. It says, so he took the horse's skin and put it in a bag. Oh, so he skinned the horse because maybe the skin, like leather from a cow, can be sold and used to make something else.
Hey, that makes sense to me. Once Little Claus had skinned his dead horse, the last sentence of today's article tells us, then he went into town to sell it. Okay, we need to pause here for our grammar point. Let's go over to Daphne for that.
今天的第4则文法是 Somebody goes into place， 意思是某人走进某地。Go 在这里是不及物动词，意思是行走。三态是 go, went, gone。介系词 into 则是到点点点里面，合在一起 Somebody goes into place 就是某人走进某地。例如 The foodie went into a ramen shop， 那位吃货走进一间拉面店。如果介系词是 to 朝向 ，go to 则是前往某地的意思。例如 The gourmet went to a sushi restaurant， 那位老饕前往一间寿司店。
Well, I wonder how much money you can get for the skin of a freshly killed horse. I'm quite happy that I have no idea how much.
Yeah, me too. But we hope that Little Claus can get a lot of money for it. He's had a bad day. And we also hope that Big Claus will be punished for the cruel thing that he did.
Right. And the only way to find out about these important questions is to come back and join us tomorrow for part 2 of Little Claus and Big Claus. We hope to see you then.
Bye-bye.
Little Claus and Big Claus. 2 men in a small town had the same name. People called one Big Claus and the other Little Claus. Little Claus worked for Big Claus on his farm. One day, Little Claus was working in the fields. He was using his one horse and Big Claus's 4 horses. When Little Claus said, "Go, my 5 horses!" it made Big Claus angry. To punish him, Big Claus killed Little Claus's horse. Now, Little Claus couldn't use his horse, so he took the horse's skin and put it in a bag. Then he went into town to sell it.
讨论空气污染一定要会的英文。欢迎收看，
就爱讲英文。
我是悠悠，
是 J。
在这个充满 PM2.5 的时代，空气污染越来越严重， 对吧？就算是不吸烟、不下厨，都会有关这个感染肺部疾病。
好，今天就来教大家有关于这空气污染应该要知道的5个名词有哪一些。1. PM 2.5 particulate matter air pollution. 2. Smog. 3. The haze in Taipei has been getting worse in recent years. 4. We need to wear a mask when we go out. 5. It's dangerous to drive with poor visibility. 首先呢，我们应该要搞懂一下什么叫 PM 2.5，对不对？一天到晚都在讲这个。
对啊，这到底是什么东西
？PM 是什么？下午吗？
哦，对。
下午2点半。
好可怕，这些不要出门。
这个 PM 呢是 particulate matter。particulate
matter
对，就是悬浮微粒哈。
哎呦
，particular 就是很小很小的，那 matter 就是物质，所以呢，这2.5的话是微米啊，所以这很小很小，
肉眼都看不见的。
对，好，所以每天新闻报道的 PM 2.5就是空气污染，air pollution 的重要主标之一啦。
air pollution， 对，而且你知道这个台湾最近这个天空啊，都会雾蒙蒙的一片，
对，尤其是秋冬的时候，对，那这个雾蒙蒙的一片啊，其实就是雾霾。好，那雾霾哈，这个字就是 smog。smog 是由2个字合成的。SMOG， 猜看是什么？就是 smoke 烟跟 fog 雾啊，就把它合在一起，就变成雾霾了。
所以呢，你知道这个雾霾的情况真的越来越糟，有时候叫你们不要出去，然后要么就是戴着这个口罩。
对，那雾霾了，霾害啦，也可以用另外一个字来讲，就是 haze。haze， 你可以说 The haze in Taipei has been getting worse in recent years。The
haze in Taipei has been getting worse in recent years.
对，这个 haze 呢，就是有点像是 smog 这种薄雾，那专指霾害这种空污的现象。
所以台北今年的霾害越来越糟了。
就是我们刚刚讲的这个 be 动词后面加 getting worse。
这个，所以大家出门记得要佩戴就是戴口罩，不然就跟我一样。
对，戴口罩，对不对？好，戴口罩的话就是 wear a mask。Wear
a mask，
就穿口罩、戴口罩。We need to wear a mask when we go out.
We need to wear a mask when we go out.
外出的时候呢，记得要戴口罩，这样。
但是不止这样子哦，你知道开车的时候也要非常小心，因为可能雾霾导致这个能见度非常的低，很危险哦。
所以这个我们说就可以说 It's dangerous to drive. It's dangerous to drive. 开车的时候很危险，怎么样呢 ？With poor visibility.It's
dangerous to drive with poor visibility.
这个字有点难念哈 ，visibility。visibility 是 visible， 就是可以看得到的这个字的名词 visibility 能见度，所以 poor visibility 就是能见度很差。悠悠，我看不到你。
你看到这是哪里呢？
对，是这样。所以 it's dangerous to 点这个句型哈，表示说做某件事情很危险，这样。
是的，但是不管怎么样，你都要看我们的。
Live action. The haze in Taiwan has been getting worse in recent years.
Yeah, the sky is covered with smog.
So we need to wear a mask when we go out.
Yeah, if the smog is really bad, it's dangerous to drive with poor visibility.
It is.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny， 又到我们1分钟的单元喽。那我们今天要用1分钟的时间来复习在 Stories and Fables 学到的4个单字。同学们，您都准备好了没？1分钟计时开始。第一个单字是城镇，城镇的英文要怎么说呢？叫做 town。She grew up in a small town. 她是在一个小城镇长大的。第二单字是农场，农场的英文怎么说？叫做 farm。Farm 如果在字尾加上 er 变成 farmer， 那就是农夫咯。He raises chickens on his farm. 他的农场有养鸡。好，第3个单字它是指皮或是皮肤，像动物的皮啊，或是人的皮肤都可以用这个字来表达。它是 skin。 This type of soap is kind to your skin. 这种肥皂对皮肤很温和哦。好，第4个单字是卖东西的卖，要怎么说呢？叫做 sell。它的动词三态是 sell, sold, sold。The shop sells all sorts of tea. 这间店有卖各种的茶饮。好，太好啦！我们在1分钟之内顺利的复习完4个单字了，同学们表现很棒哦。那记得要多多复习。今天的 ABC Interactive English 到此为止，下次见喽，拜拜。